Right, hello to you from the sports desk. Let's quickly catch up. Starting off here, the Springbok captain Siya Kolosi is being honoured by his alma mater, Grey High School. The school did today rename its main rugby field after him. The official ceremony took place a short while ago at the Grey High School reunion weekend. My colleague Justin Ford joins us now to catch us up on this lovely occasion. Justin, good afternoon to you. Earlier when you spoke to Morena, the unveiling hadn't happened as yet. It has now. Have you had a chance to speak to Siya Kolosi? How does he feel about it?
Yeah, good afternoon, Nicole. I'm not sure if you are into art, but after seeing this plaque next to me, I think I might become a man of art, because surely this is a work of art. But nonetheless, the moment has happened, and Siya Kolosi, as humble as he absolutely is, walked onto the field to much applause, to the learners shouting and chanting his name, just giving him that moment to honor him and the work that he's done. He's went as far as to explain the process of getting him here to the school, himself and his mom walking in, not being able to speak English, but so much has changed in his life, and he's very thankful for that particular moment. He highlights a moment where, he was eating 6 times a day while being at the school and rushing through his food, he jokingly says, when teachers had to tell him, relax, the food is not going anywhere. But Siya Kolosi, being the humble man that he is now being honoured in such a way that the Kolisi Field is now what it will be called here at Grey High School. And this is something that he had to say based on that particular moment.
In my wildest dream, I never would have dreamed of. I think coming to Grey alone was a big thing for me. I remember driving down the gate with my mother in the car. She couldn't speak English, I couldn't speak English myself, and we had Mr. Atakis and talking to us, and as I came through the school, my mother was talking to me, I think telling me, like, you better work hard and all that kind of stuff, and all I was looking at was the building, and for the first time I had my wildest and biggest dreams by just seeing the infrastructure of the school.
That is just amazing, Justin, and that plaque there right next to you, it looks absolutely lovely. I'm turning away from the camera because I'm looking at you, and it looks really, really stunning. One of the things that Siya Kolosi said is his mom said to him that he better work hard, and when he says that, it makes me think of the SAFA incident that has been making a lot of noise around Lucas Radebe, who has said that he wants to be the president at SAFA. However, like I said, there's been a lot of noise around that. I don't know if you remember, Dr. Kumalo actually spoke on it, and what he said is we have habits where our South African players are being applauded and rewarded and praised abroad and not being done here in our own country. As you would know, Justin, Lucas Radebe actually has that mural there at Leeds. So now that this has happened with Siya Kolosi at Grey High School, do you think that this would motivate the powers that be at SAFA to do something not only similar, but then to allow the likes of your Lucas Radebe, who has worked very hard and has done a lot in football, to go ahead and be the president of SAFA one day?
Nicole, it's a very interesting point and topic to address, and I think what today highlights, and it also happened a few weeks ago at Queen's College, where the grandstand was named after Kaya Molatana. They honoured Dick Muir as well as Robbie Kempson, and the fact of the matter is simple, whereby we need to reward and highlight these players that have served the country so well while they are alive, and I think that is the big takeout out of all of this, and certainly the hope is that players in other sporting codes to receive these accolades, whereby they are recognized, as you mentioned, and awarded and rewarded for the amazing work that they've done. Lucas, no doubt, a trailblazer in his day, having played umpteen amount of games at Leeds United, songs being made about him, and as you mentioned, a mural being put up, and I think there's no bigger honour for a sportsman for that to happen, for it to happen outside of the country. Fantastic, but at the same time sad, whereby locally we need to ensure that our players, as they are giving back to so many still in the game, to be recognised and awarded, Nicole.
So back to Siya Kolosi. I've said this before, I think I'll say this for the rest of my life. Representation matters. A moment like this, what does this mean to young girls and boys, particularly young girls and boys of colour who are interested in playing rugby? I mean, we've seen Siya Kolosi captain, and now we're seeing what Grey High School is doing, which is absolutely phenomenal. A firm favourite is also Magazole Mapimpi. So when stuff like this happens, what does it mean to the young black child?
I think for starters, Nicole, and this is what Siya Kolosi had mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago. I chatted to him in Durban at another initiative, and he says the important thing is for it not to happen where kids are being taken out of the townships and being brought to the likes of Grey High School and given opportunities here. It's about taking those opportunities to those young boys and girls in the likes of Sweden, in the likes of Motherwell. And I think that's the important takeout for me personally. But this moment, Siya Kolosi, no doubt, reminding those young boys and girls to say, you know what, I had a small dream to one day play professional rugby. He's gone on to achieve that and so much more. And here's to hoping that these young boys and girls running around here at the field today, Queen's College being strongly represented here as well, as it's the derby between those two teams. So they've been at it whole Saturday morning basically and better part of the afternoon, and it's really for them to look at this moment and say, I too can achieve this. If Siya Kolosi was able to do so, yes, they would need opportunities, and it's for certain individuals, corporates, schools to say, listen, let's give more opportunities and access, and that's exactly what all these kids really want. They've got the talent, all they need is an opportunity to really showcase that talent and take it to the next step. Nicole?
Jay, very quickly before you go, please, we have run out of time. What is happening with celebrations there at the school for the rest of the afternoon? I must commend Siya Kolosi for going, because I think you mentioned earlier that he had to take a flight, so he had to actually leave quite speedily. But the fact that he made the time to actually go there before his flight says a lot about the man that he is. So what's happening for the rest of the afternoon now that he's gone?
So we had quite an activity throughout the course of the week, starting on Tuesday already with the Grey High School Old Boys reunion. So that there's been multiple facilities and sort of activities that has happened. Siya had some time with the learners in school yesterday, singing the national, or at least the school anthem, apologies, with them, and representing himself here this morning, watching the rugby from early on. Notably, he needs to leave with the Sharks as they face Ospreys out in Ospreys and Scarlets out in Europe next Friday. So that was the fact that he was able to share. But back to your point on what's happening. So the first rugby team match is currently underway. If I just look under me, it's final minutes with Grey leading 15-3. So the second half is still to come, and then the old boys will continue to celebrate. Grey High School, notably, with it being COVID, they weren't able to do that, and it's quite a big thing at these schools where they celebrate the school and show, you know, just the legacy that has been left by the players that have come and gone, and hopefully to inspire those that are still to come to Grey High School.
Thank you so much for that. That's my colleague, our lovely reporter Justin Ford, coming to us live from Gqeberha, where he is at Grey High School, and they have gone ahead and renamed the main rugby field after Siya Kolosi, which is absolutely phenomenal.